Imagine trusting millions of online reviews, only to discover they might be fake, manipulated, or even suppressed. Welcome to the dark side of online reviews. You probably trust online reviews to guide your purchases, but what if that trust is misplaced? In today's deep dive, having spoken with former Trustpilot employees, we'll be peeling back the curtain on alleged fake reviews, insider conflicts, and a pay-to-play system that could tilt the scales against real consumers' negative reviews. This might completely change how you shop online. Stay tuned, but be warned, you may never trust online reviews again. Founded in Denmark in 2007, but now a global platform, Trustpilot grew rapidly thanks to its promise of transparency. Trustpilot now hosts over 300 million reviews, with 61 million added in 2024, that's around a million new ones every month. It bills itself as a beacon for trust transparency, but who's really pulling the strings? Trustpilot grew rapidly thanks to its promise of transparency. But behind its success lies a two-sided business model, one side for consumers, the other for paying companies. Trustpilot offers a freemium model, but their premium subscribers can unlock powerful tools, trust boxes, analytics, dispute options. And they're buying them. Net dollar retention reached 103% in 2025. Critics argue Trustpilot markets itself as neutral while simultaneously pressuring companies to subscribe to its paid plans, essentially a pay-to-play system that can give premium clients the tools to suppress complaints. For instance, one finance industry report found that non-paying clients might be barred from certain moderation tools and suggested that they may have to pay to dispute or redirect any low-star feedback, concluding, the bottom line is to collect good reviews, companies may have to pay, and to have an opportunity to suppress bad reviews, you also may have to become a paying customer. So subscription isn't just for visibility, it's for control. As Finance Magnates explains, it's a two-sided model, users trust neutrality, companies want visibility, and pay to get it. A finance industry analysis bluntly described it, to bury bad reviews, you also must become a paying customer. A 2021 U.S. lawsuit, Trustpilot Damages LLC v. Trustpilot Incorporated, accused Trustpilot of deceiving small businesses with worthless auto-renewal subscriptions. The suit claims Trustpilot allowed paying large firms to hide or bury negative reviews while leaving fake positive reviews intact. Businesses reported that Trustpilot renewal notices were sent in ways that relegated them to spam folders, forcing unwitting auto-renewals. Deceiving small businesses with worthless auto-renewal subscriptions, and allowed paying firms to hide or bury negative reviews. Trustpilot defended its business practice and the case resulted in a dismissal of the class action lawsuit against Trustpilot, which was upheld on appeal by the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. The court found that Trustpilot's subscription agreements clearly disclosed its auto-renewal policy, and the claims of deceptive conduct under New York law were not properly alleged by the plaintiffs. Separately, finance media highlight cases where companies routing 4- to 5-star ratings to Trustpilot while funneling poorer ratings into private surveys, a form of stargating, were briefly flagged by Trustpilot but then allegedly forgiven when the firm bought a higher-tier plan. These allegations were vehemently rejected by Trustpilot. In sum, critics argue Trustpilot's growth, its bookings have soared in recent years, relies on keeping paying clients happy, a fact reflected in its 103% net dollar retention rate, which can conflict with raw consumer feedback. Trustpilot's 2025 trust report states 7.4% fake reviews removed, that's 4.5 million reviews, with 90% auto-flagged. In 2023, Trustpilot removed 3.3 million fake reviews, around 6% of all submissions, with 82% caught via automation. According to their own transparency reports, Trustpilot removed 2.2 to 2.7 million fake reviews in 2020 to 2021. That number seems steadily growing, but watchdogs and former employees claim much more goes under the radar, plus external analysts suggest that fake reviews continue to flood the platform, and there's money involved in fabricating reviews. Platforms like HackerNoon claim it's a playground for orchestrated manipulation, and new research suggests that AI-generated reviews so realistic, humans and algorithms alike can't tell them apart. Some critics suggest that the platform is awash with fake reviews. One 2023 expose noted, "Scammers even offer fake reviews on Trustpilot, despite Trustpilot's legal threats and that it sometimes sues those selling false reviews. Bogus feedback still proliferates. Meanwhile, you'll maybe see glowing 5 posts from newly registered users, who may not be actual customers, propelling businesses skyward. Trustpilot's own transparency reports boast hundreds of thousands of removed fake reviews, but watchdogs remain skeptical. Former employees remind us of media reports, user complaints, and reviews of Trustpilot. In 2019, Quick Checks and BBC flagged fake profile impersonating a deceased person to boost Bizzaloan's score. Estate Agent Today also wrote an article in 2019 regarding how Purplebricks and Foxtons were found buying review surges, sometimes hundreds of 5 stars overnight. And remember in 2020 Channel 4's Joe Lycett's Got Your Back experiment? He created a fake business and got reviews within days. Trustpilot responded, but the system still seems exploitable. Don't just take media reports, real users speak up too. On r/digital marketing, one user called it a joke, another warned of ransom-style pay-to-play schemes. Reddit.com member comments suggest that Trustpilot actually extorts you to pay. Scam alert, and they're erasing legit praise, then dangle paid plans, plus negative reviews are removed much quicker than positive ones. Trustpilot actually extorts you to pay. Scam alert. Over on r/e-commerce, multiple users report similar, negative reviews purged, positive ones preserved, raising trust questions. Even Trustpilot's own review page shows user grievances. For example, one 1-star reviewer writes, "The irony of leaving a 1-star review to the leading review site. A simple email chain should not take over a week, you really need to provide better support services." Another demands, "Unsubscribe me as requested several times," indicating frustration with support. Scanning feedback, we find consistent themes: poor support, unexplained removal of reviews, account closures after flagging genuine issues. There seems to be a pattern: when users challenge the system, things go missing, and support disappears. Meanwhile, business owners report deleted positive reviews and hidden negatives, labeling Trustpilot absolutely unreliable. Pasabi, trading as Cunning Blade Ltd., is a Glasgow-based company developing AI tools to detect fake reviews. It has close personal and professional ties with Trustpilot. Notably, Cunning Blade's board once included former Trustpilot's chief trust officer. Company's house records confirm the appointment as director of Cunning Blade from December 23, 2019 to February 7, 2024, overlapping their tenure at Trustpilot. They joined Trustpilot's executive team in 2019 and left in 2024. Conversely, Trustpilot's current chief trust officer took on that role in January 2024 and has worked alongside Pasabi leaders. For example, news reports note that Pasabi's co-founder and Trustpilot's then VP of Legal and Platform Integrity, now Chief Trust Officer, spoke together on a panel at a global marketplace risk conference, warning about online fraud and fake reviews. Pasabi itself highlights this collaboration. Its website features a September 2023 podcast with Director of Legal at Trustpilot, discussing how Trustpilot strives for trusted reviews and how Pasabi helps tackle review fraud. These connections suggest a de facto partnership. Former Trustpilot executives sat on Pasabi's board, and Pasabi's founders and Trustpilot's trust team engage in joint events. Pasabi's mission to root out fraudulent reviews aligns with Trustpilot's stated goals. Both emphasize fighting fake reviews. However, the overlap has also raised eyebrows among critics who point out that Pasabi's leadership and Trustpilot's trust officers have worn both hats. In short, Pasabi/Cunning Blade is deeply entwined with Trustpilot's trust and safety apparatus. Trustpilot executives moved between the two companies and publicly collaborates with Pasabi on fraud issues. Both overlap with Pasabi's analytics work with Trustpilot to identify and remove suspicious reviews. Could insiders influence Trustpilot's algorithms? Is there independent oversight? Viewers decide. We've peeled back the layers. News and reviews highlight several recurring complaints. Fake review challenges. Trustpilot acknowledges removing millions of fraudulent entries, but outsiders note fake reviews still proliferate and even bait companies to subscribe. Pay-to-play model. Multiple investigations describe Trustpilot's freemium model as favoring subscribers. Premium clients may get tools to bury complaints, while non-paying firms cannot remove or properly dispute bad feedback. Poor customer service. Even some Trustpilot customers say support is unresponsive. One recent review, complained a simple email update should not take over a week. Another just demanded, unsubscribe me as requested several times. Selective moderation. Businesses report that Trustpilot sometimes refuses to publish legitimate positive reviews or removes negative ones without clear cause. One class action suit claimed negative reviews of paying clients were either deleted or hidden. Pasabi connection. Pasabi/Cunning Blades board and Trustpilot's trust team share key figures. Past Trustpilot Chief Trust Officer directed Pasabi, and current Trustpilot Trust Head frequently partners with Pasabi's team. Pasabi markets tools to protect trust online, often in tandem with Trustpilot's own integrity goals. What does this mean for you? Next time you scroll Trustpilot, don't blindly trust the stars. Read the comments. Ask who's paying them. You've seen the red flags, fake reviews, paid access, insider ties. Now it's your turn. Have you spotted suspicious patterns on Trustpilot? Share your experience in the comments. Subscribe for more investigative content. We're watching, and so should you. Let's make the digital world more honest, together. If this video opened your eyes, like, share, and subscribe for more investigations. Post your stories of Trustpilot experiences in the comments. Hold the platform accountable. Want more transparency? Hit like and let us know. Can you trust Trustpilot?